Welcome, friends, to another episode of Dan Tremblay Music. Every now and then, and it doesn't happen often, an artist comes into our lives that kind of changes everything. The sounds, the lyrics, the music, the emotion, the passion. It has a profound effect on how we listen to music. And Brian Fennell, SYML, is just one of those incredible artists. Yesterday, I had an incredible opportunity to watch his first live stream event from his hometown in Seattle. And today, it's going to be talking all about that show. Let's get to it. So let's start off with the venue. The show was filmed at St. Mark's Cathedral in Seattle. Beautiful looking church. And I guess it has quite a bit of history with Brian himself. I guess on Sunday evenings when he was a kid, he used to be able to go there and lie on the floors of the church and listen to monks doing Gregorian chant. Come on, this is the stuff of legends. One thing that's very unique about this church is apparently it has an 8-second reverb in it. So the sound carries throughout the church. It just carries and carries. There's one particular moment in the concert that you can really hear this incredible reverb just carrying through this beautiful church. Our big projector screen, we set up our 600 watt PA system, for stereo sound, and great sound mix, by the way. The engineering on this live show was amazing, just perfectly balanced, low end. There's a couple of string players, 2 violins going on at the same time. Sounded like they were mixed. Just a little kind of a soft pan left, soft pan right. Brian was joined with fellow band members, Brian Eichelberger, who was on keyboard, violin, and vocals. Zavadi Morrow on keyboards, violin, and sax, and Sean Lane, who's it looks like a pretty prominent session drummer in Seattle. And as a band, it's just one of those moments where just everything clicks, everything just works. The arrangements were so well done. They were sparse and yet beautiful. A very kind of acoustic-based performance, which in that setting, in that venue, just worked beautifully. It's hard to really explain this as a concert. It was an experience. It was an incredibly uplifting, emotional experience, as the great shows always are. And this was just one of those magical moments, which I think probably don't come along too often. It was filmed by All Is Well Video Productions, Tony Fulgham and Sam Kelly Jr. Hopefully I'm getting the pronunciation of all these names right. Filmed beautifully, edited beautifully, very, very cinematic, and just the right amount of camera angles without it detracting from the performance itself. As for the songs, I won't go through a track by track of every single song, but just kind of like my favorite moments of the show. So he opened with Dim, again, just beautiful track. Just really hear the piano and the strings just kind of sneak in there. Brian's voice was just bang on the money from the get-go. I could not find a slightest flaw in his vocal performance. It was all in. There was no holding back. It was, I feel bad for the audio engineers because the voice was just so powerful. They must have just been riding those dials and, being careful with the compression and everything else because, man, you do not want to mess with that vocal performance. The Dark, third track in, again, just it's where we kind of just get to that kind of religious kind of ceremonial moment. I mean, that is such a powerful song. There's so much soul and emotion in it, and he was just so into it. That line, that song, "Sing and Make My Mother Proud." It just, how can you not feel the emotion, in these songs? "Girl," which I believe was written for one of his kids that was sick at one point in time. I believe that's where the song came from. And I just wanted to share a couple of lyrics, and I'll, you can look for these lyrics online, but I want to tear down these walls that can't hold you inside and rip out the cords and uncover your eyes. We'll make our escape in the dark of night. I need you to see this. You'll see the world. You'll come to learn that falling in love is a strange work of art. All of your battles will shape who you are, and know that your scars are my favorite part. I want you to know this. And then, the way he sings the song and the falsetto and the soft little guitar picking, I look over at my wife and we're bawling our eyes out. We have two beautiful girls, and, just to capture those emotions, it's overwhelming. As Brian's music is, as we know, is overwhelming. "The Bird," track 10 in the performance, one of my favorite songs. It just starts. It's tense. It's dark. It's stirring, and it builds towards that ending, which, again, to my ears, I hear Peter Gabriel. The ending of that song, particularly on the original recording, just the way that the drums and percussion and electronic elements are mixed. And it's just got that edge, and it reminds me a lot of Peter Gabriel from the Us album. Could be wrong. Not sure if Brian's a Peter Gabriel fan or not. Track 12, "The War." Man, this is a song that, this is the vocal performance. If you want to hear what Brian's capable of with his voice, "The War" is a song. Starts off a cappella, and this is where you can almost just feel the church vibrating, and it builds and builds, and the arrangements kept very, very sparse, and man, the performance was like just mind-blowing. Just stop you where you are, and just nobody could ever walk by and keep walking by if they heard somebody singing with that much power and emotion. You just have to stop. It would just stop you in your tracks. Possibly the highlight of the show, "The War." It's just so intense. And he ended with possibly my favorite song by his. It's really hard to choose a favorite, but "Everything All at Once." It's like that song is just, it's the definitive version of his songwriting skills, his sense of melody, and how incredible he can sing. And just a perfect end to a perfect show. It's one of those shows I think we started rewatching again right after it was done, because you just didn't want it to end. So just an incredibly special show in a beautiful venue, and it just really had a underlying religious experience to it, as all great shows do. I'm sure we've all been to shows where we kind of look around and you're just kind of like, is this happening? Are we really experiencing this right now? And it was just one of those moments. It was one of those great moments. Can't say enough about Brian's music. Go out and listen to SYML. Just get all of his stuff. Just follow him. And I hope that when the world opens up again, we'll be lucky enough to be able to see him in a live show. My wife and I were, saying, imagine being at that show in that church, and hearing that 8-second reverb and just being a part of that experience. This live stream event was as close to it as you could possibly get. So check it out. Love the music. I could go on and on, but I'll try to keep this shorter. Go listen to Brian's music. Stay safe, my friends. Catch you in the next one.